Hi, thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Madam Ambassador, for being in front of us today. So first thing I want to ask you about is UNFPA and UN Women. I think I share the belief of many that when women succeed, the world succeeds, and that when girls and women have access to full health care, to education, they're free from violence, they have economic opportunities, when they are at the table, when important decisions are made, that their communities are much more peaceful and prosperous, and that means the world is too. So I'm going to support these two organizations. I see you've had a strong funding request, at least for UNFPA and UN Women. Could you tell us how the United States is working with these organizations and what you see are the highlights of what they're doing?
Thank you, Congresswoman. Both of these organizations, UN Women and UNFPA, provide extraordinary support to women in terms of protection of their rights, protections of their health, and providing support to women. We had a briefing this week, I mentioned earlier, on Ukraine and the impact of violence against women, and that these women not only need our voices when these attacks happen, they actually need our support. They need our support for medical assistance. They need our support for psychosocial assistance. They need our support for protection. And both of these organizations have stepped up to provide that support. So we have engaged very closely with both the leadership of UNFPA and the leadership of UN Women to ensure that they provide the support that women across the world expect and need from them in order to not just live, but to survive. It's an issue of survival for many of these women. When I look at the situation in Afghanistan, where women are being constantly, their rights are constantly being taken away and restricted by the Taliban, they know that the world is standing and pushing back against the Taliban to ensure that we do everything possible to support them. We're engaging with them.
Madam?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, listen, I want to thank you. I just want to make sure, I want to go on to one more item if I can, because I want to just thank my friend Maria Diaz-Balart for raising the issue of the UN Human Rights Council, and I agree with him, and just strong opposition to their targeting of Israel. And I want to also convey my expectation that the United States repel that in every way possible. I also want to ask you about the United Nations Relief and Works Agency and ask you specifically about their textbooks, which continue to contain anti-Israel and anti-Semitic content. Are we able to do anything about that?
That is one of the most important issues on our agenda in our engagements with UNRWA. I visited the region late last year, and I met with the UNRWA leadership, raised our concerns about these issues. The textbooks are actually printed by the Palestinian Authority, and I raised it directly with the Palestinian Authority when I met with them and told them that this was really a red line for all of us. They hear your voices on this. They hear our voices on this. UNRWA has indicated that they have put inserts in all the books countering all of this misinformation and the anti-Semitic comments in the books. We want those books removed, at least the references in those books removed, and we've made that very clear to the Palestinian Authority, and they've committed to us that they would remove them. I have not seen that happen yet, but we will not stop until we see action taken on this. I will say and stress that UNRWA does provide other services that are important for the humanitarian assistance for Palestinians, and we've said even to the Israeli government that it is important that UNRWA continues to provide that support to people who are in need. But we will be watching what they do on these textbooks and there are other issues of management that we're working with them very closely on and have monitored their work in the coming year.
Thank you. I understand that. I yield back. Thank you, ma'am.